Three, two, one. Broadcasting tape delayed from Kansas City. Why are we in Kansas City? Because that's where Nebraska is playing Cincinnati for the first college football game of the season. Right on. The Sports Economy Show is on. I'm Bill. This is JP. And we're here to pump you up. It's going to let you folks know that JP and me, we may look old, but we're on the cutting edge of sports talk on YouTube. How do I know? Because every once in a while, I'll turn on my little fancy smancy digital tuner radio and listen to ESPN Radio. You know, ESPN Radio, the biggest deal in the world. Well, guess what CC Sabathia and his sidekick are discussing? The same topic we're talking about today. Only they're discussing Jerry Jones, owner/general manager, which is the gift that keeps on giving. And, you know, you can always talk about it because people listen to it because it's a literal dumpster fire. But today we're discussing coaches as a dual role general manager, and are they successful or not? So JP is going to start us out with the history of this type of arrangement. So what do you got for us, JP?
All right. So, yeah, we kind of came up with this idea because, you know, you have certain coaches that are like kings, you know, they're like, you know, almighty. So I'm going to basically break down the history of some of the biggest general managers slash coaches. I'm going to start with George Papahouse.
George Papahouse. So you're going back to when football was just starting.
Was just some dudes out there playing on the field. Right.
That's right.
They were lucky to get people to come out there and watch them. Right?
Yeah.
So
they were selling hot dogs at halftime.
That's right. That's right. So George Halas, not only did he coach and was the GM, made all the decisions for players, he also owned the team. Now, granted, he bought the team in 1920 and then proceeded to coach for almost 40 years from 1920 to 1967.
He was the coach for 40 years?
Well, on and off.
Yeah,
you got to remember there was a couple of world wars in there, right? World wars in there.
That's right.
And he took some breaks, I'm assuming, during wartime. Yeah. And then, you know, I guess he was, I'm tired of this, I'll leave. And then he came back and started coaching again. He did win 6 championships. Although, I mean, that was
not the same.
The Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. We have the pre-Super Bowl era, the Super Bowl era.
So most of these people that I'm going to mention are pre-Super Bowl.
Pre-Super Bowl.
Paul Brown, who was probably the most successful of them all because he was part owner of the Cleveland Browns, right? Yep. And then he was GM and the coach. And he won 7 NFL championships, right? He won 7 championships. And then in the late 60s, he was part owner of the Browns, but Art Modell came in and was like, I'm the big kahuna here. You got the role. I don't like you. You got to go. So Paul Brown said, you know what? I'm going to go start my own team. And he founded the Cincinnati Bengals, got some people to invest in it. So he was part owner of the Bengals again. But yet, the Bengals haven't won anything in any way. They have gone to a few Super Bowls, but they have not won anything since he's been. And he stopped coaching the Bengals in 1970, it may have been 1991, right? Somewhere around, I forgot. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, he stopped coaching in 1975, 1968 to 1975. Yeah. And then he remained part owner, and his family still runs the Bengals to this day.
All right. Yeah.
That's Don Shula.
So these guys have complete control.
These
They're
are legendary coaches. Right.
Owner, general manager, coach, equipment manager. They're everything.
Right. Now Don Shula was just the GM and the coach of the Dolphins in 1970. Okay. I want to say 1970 was the first year of the Dolphins. Right? I have to look that up, but he was the general manager and head coach of the Dolphins when they had this 72 undefeated Dolphins, only undefeated team throughout regular season and playoffs, even though they only played 14 games then. And then they won another Super Bowl right after that. He stopped being the general manager in 1977, and then he remained the coach until 1995. He did get back to Super Bowls. He got back to a few Super Bowls and did not win. So successful. Then I'm going to say the next one I'm going to say is Bill Parcells.
Parcells.
He's the closest.
Now you're going to modern era.
He's the closest to the modern era, right? You know, he won a couple of Super Bowls with the Giants, and the Patriots at that time were probably the worst team in the NFL. And they were like, you know what? We're going to make a big splash. And they hired Bill Parcells.
Yeah.
Bill Parcells was the general manager and the coach from 1993 to 1996. Famous for the quote. They want you to cook the dinner. You should be able to buy the groceries. Basically saying, hey, if I'm going to coach this team up, I'm going to basically build it myself.
Yeah.
And then he did not get the Jets to the Super Bowl. He did get to I think he got to an AFC Championship game. He got the Patriots to a Super Bowl. So he did the same thing with the Jets a few years later.
Yeah.
He was with them for a few years. And then, you know, he actually went to Dallas, and Jerry Jones was like, yeah, I'm not going to let you have full control. And that didn't work. He retired. So, and he has not coached since. So that's all I got.
So
now, Bill.
So Jerry Jones. You say Jerry Jones, the gift that keeps on giving, ended Bill Parcells' career too.
Yeah, Jerry Jones. He was like, Bill Parcells is like, I'm gonna go to Dallas and I'm gonna do things my way. I'm Bill Parcells, and Jerry Jones is like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm the big dog here, Bill. I'm the big dog.
That's right.
Here. This is Dallas Cowboys. You come here and you do things the way I want you to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what happened. So now Bill's gonna break it down to some more modern
Super Bowl era
coaches.
Super Bowl era coaches.
All right, which guy, Bill?
All right. First up, Bill Belichick.
Okay.
Anyway.
Maybe the greatest coach ever.
Right. Anyway, he was widely considered the de facto general manager during his tenure with the New England Patriots. Basically, he had control.
Yeah.
So from the time I didn't realize this, but from the time he got there, he was the de facto general manager. So whatever he said went. And then his power became more and more because Tom Brady was there and he was winning, right?
Yeah. Winning does allow you to do things that you want to do.
Yeah, winning allows you to do things that you want to do.
Yeah.
But what happened when Tom Brady left?
He got fired. He hung on for a couple years.
His record went boom, and he got fired. So his knowledge of being general manager didn't work out so well when he didn't have the greatest quarterback ever playing. Yeah.
Now he did. So I guess if he was general manager, though, he did draft Tom Brady. So you got to give him credit for something.
He drafted Tom Brady. So the deal, what we're discussing is how successful are coaches / general managers. During his tenure when Tom Brady was there, greatest coach, general manager ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, other than going back to, guys winning NFL championships. When were
Yeah,
there
yeah.
6 teams?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that, and they're plumbers and car repair guys in the off season, stuff like that.
Joe is
So
like, I can't play today. I got to work a second shift over there at the factory.
that's right.
I'm sorry for any inconvenience. Can y'all hold it down for me this week? I'll be back
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah. All right. The next up is the worst general manager head coach. Mike Shanahan, when he coached, general managed the Redskins.
Oh boy.
That was an awful year. He was the coach general manager from 2010 to 2013. 3 full seasons, baby. 3.
Because then he leave Denver and then he went to
Yeah,
Washington like he was the boy
he won
genius.
that. Then they fired him at Denver because when John Elway left, he went downhill.
Yeah. So it's funny how that happens.
When you lose your Hall of Fame quarterback, things aren't the same.
Yeah.
You know.
You just see, I don't know what happened. Yeah.
So in his 3 years there, he had a 24-40 record.
Mm.
Stellar. His last season, he was 3-13. So you're out. Even for Daniel Snyder, that was not good. So anyway. So his tenure as general manager, head coach did not work out well. Mike Holmgren.
Okay.
He was at Green Bay, did okay, but whatever reason, Brett Favre decided he should leave. So Mike Holmgren left. That's what happens, when the quarterback's, the greatest thing going.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, so he went to Seattle, and he was the general manager, head coach, right?
Yeah.
I forget how many years he was there. Okay, here we go. He won 5 division titles. He won one in 1999, and he won the division titles from 04 to 07. So he did pretty good as a general manager, head coach. He had a winning season record in 7 of his 10 seasons. He had 6 playoff appearances and 3 10-win seasons. A serviceable coach, right up there with Mike Tomlin.
And I'll say this, in all confidence and love of my team.
Yeah.
He got robbed in the Super Bowl against the Steelers.
You think so?
That was one of those. It was Jerome Bettis' final game, which heck,
yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you, NFL. But watching
it was a home game for the Steelers too.
It was in Detroit.
Yeah.
And it was, it sounded like a home game.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It was a home game.
Jerome Bettis' last game.
His hometown.
Right, his hometown.
Yeah.
But there were so many bad calls, and they all went against Seattle.
Yeah.
That I almost felt like when we won, I was like, "Oh, we won." Ooh. I probably shouldn't celebrate this too much because this feels dirty.
Yeah. Anyway, well, his final record was 90-80. So he was
okay.
basically with a 520 winning percentage.
5, somewhere around there, yeah.
Not the greatest.
Not the greatest, not the worst.
It's not the worst. But anyway, so as a GM, head coach, without a superstar quarterback, he did okay.
Yeah.
In the world we live in, you got to have a superstar quarterback, or you aren't doing so hot.
Yeah, general manager doesn't look great without
yes, right.
great quarterback, does he?
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Bill Walsh, head coach for the San Francisco 49ers. He was when he came there in 1979, he was the coach and general manager for 3 years, 79 to 82. What happened in 1982?
They won the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl. That's right. So, and then after that, he stopped being the general manager. But I would say that is a unbelievably successful head coach, general manager job to win the Super Bowl.
3 years, you win the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know, and
Had him
we're
a
old enough
Hall
to,
of Fame coach, had him a Hall of Fame quarterback, didn't he?
that's right.
Joe
We're old enough
Montana.
to remember when the 49ers were not fashionable. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
uh,
They
in
were a
the
dumpster
70s,
fire.
the 70s, they looked like the circus was coming to town.
Yeah.
They had these awful looking well, they had the same colors. They just look awful when the players suck.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny how a jersey looks good when the team is good. You know,
Yeah.
when the Bengals have good players, their jerseys look fine. When they're awful, you're like, what in the hell are those jerseys? Are they supposed to be Bengals? What is that?
I don't know. They got those weird stripes on their helmets, kind of like
Yeah.
you kind of like the Steelers throwback uniforms. The
Yeah.
ugliest things I've ever saw.
They give me. They look like they just broke out of prison.
That's right.
If
Anyway.
a Pittsburgh Steeler was left the game and didn't change, somebody would think he broke out of prison in that uniform.
It is awful, and they keep wearing them too. Whatever.
They
anyway,
love them. They
yeah.
love them. I cannot stand them.
So anyway, so Bill Walsh gave up the general manager job and went on to win 3 more Super Bowls. So, but you know, when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback, it helps. I think they drafted Joe Montana in the 3rd round too.
Yeah, he was not a high pick.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't.
Somebody talked
him. He was like the 2nd or 3rd round. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like I recall somebody had to talk him into, or Bill Walsh into drafting him.
Really?
Yeah, because nobody really thought, like, you know, is this guy this or this? Nobody really was interested in him. So, hey, it's like Tom Brady.
Probably the 2 greatest quarterbacks to ever play are players that they could have made the NFL, or if they went to another team, they could have been, you know,
cut.
Never played a game.
Yeah.
You know, or never been drafted at all. You know, I guess Joe Montana back then, 3rd round wasn't bad. You know.
Well, they have this thing called system quarterback, which I think is silly.
Yeah.
But it does help if your coach knows how to play to your strengths.
Right.
You know, like Brock
Even if
Purdy.
You're great,
yeah,
you should have a coach
that can play to your strengths.
Right. That's what makes you even better.
Yes, what makes you even better. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, like if Josh Allen was made to be a complete pocket passer,
right,
he wouldn't be as good as he is. But the coach, I wouldn't do this, but that's why I'm not the coach. I wouldn't give him the freedom to just run the ball all the time. But he does, so go ahead. Do what you want to do.
You got to play to your player's strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like the Steelers had Cordell Stewart years ago. And everybody knew the only thing that Cordell Stewart could do was run. And then they got an offensive coordinator. He's like, I'm going to make him a pocket quarterback.
Yeah.
And everybody, every Steelers fan, every player's mama on the team, they literally were like, he can't throw the football.
He can't throw the football. So what you should have said is, look, you're going to pass, but you're not going to pass more than 5 yards.
Right.
5 yards. There we go.
You don't see somebody open after a second run. That's what they needed to say. And they tried to change them. And then they had the nerve to be like, this just isn't working out, Cordell. You're not a good quarterback. No shit. We've been watching him for 7 years. We know he can't throw the football. What film have you been watching?
All right, last one I got. Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, I thought he was the general manager. He was not the general manager. But he had I found on the internet said he had significant input and often the final say on who was on the team. So they had a general manager, but he was at the same level or sometimes higher in who made the final decision on the players. So
in your opinion, after we say all this, in your opinion, Do you feel like a team should make a guy the general manager and the coach, or would you just stay away from it?
I'd stay away from it
I would probably be the
because
same. I would
what?
probably be the same.
Yeah, but I mean, these are only a few examples. And most of these guys, well, some of them, because they had Hall of Fame quarterbacks, won a Super Bowl. But if you don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback, you're not winning a Super Bowl. I don't care. It's happened, whether was it when Baltimore won the Super Bowl. Their quarterback wasn't great. I forget what his name was.
Yeah, Trent
Dilfer, Anyway, and the Giants won with a quarterback that wasn't the greatest.
Yeah,
but anyway,
they won with the backup, Jeff Hostetler.
Yes, Jeff Hostetler. Yeah, so it can be done, but you're not. They didn't win the next year, so
no. Redskins won with Doug Williams, and everybody forgets that Doug Williams didn't start after that. He won the Super Bowl, which especially for African Americans, we still relish that because he was the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But the following year, he did not play. He did not start for the Redskins. A lot of people forget that. He did not start for the Redskins. So
he didn't start playing in that season until like week 9 or 10.
Yeah, I don't remember when he played again. I don't know if he did, but I don't remember him playing again.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But that's the deal.
The Super Bowl season, yes. He didn't start till almost midseason. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it can be done as a coach, general manager, but sometimes people need to have you be told no.
Right. To me, I think it's just too many relationships.
Yeah.
And if you have a star quarterback today, there's too many outside influences that everybody's got opinions. There's too many outside opinions. The coach basically has to be a father figure to the stars on the team.
Yeah.
And when you're the general manager, eventually you run into those points where you have to pay them.
Yeah.
And you need to have the coach be the ally. And
the general manager has to be the bad guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
you've got to have somebody to say, no, this is the way it is.
Right. No, we're not paying you $800 million. You played 8 games last year. No, we're not paying you that money.
Unless you're Jerry Jones.
Right. Unless you're Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah. So I agree. I think, honestly, it doesn't surprise me that not a lot of people have that power anymore. And I would think it should go by the wayside.
Yeah. Well, it has. Most owners have figured out this don't really work.
Right.
So. Right. All right. Well, that's all I got for this show.
Yeah, me too.
Remember, folks, give us a like and subscribe because we need a gazillion because we're going to try and talk Jerry into letting us be the head coach. And we're going to have to spend a lot of advertising money down there in Dallas to get him to do it. All right. So that's all I got. So long, folks.
So long, everybody.
Y'all come back now. Here.